Welcome back, everybody. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. Hope you had a nice day, regardless of whether you celebrate or not. Of course, no rest for the wicked. The football is back. City are back in England, back in domestic football. Of course, on the 27th, when you're watching this, there will be Boxing Day games. Of course, hope you enjoyed those as well. Before I get into proceedings, as per usual, if you'd leave a like on this video, it'd be massively appreciated, and subscribe if you are new. Trying to reach 7k as quickly as possible. Now, on to proceedings. Everton away on the 27th of December, day after Boxing Day, is not ideal, to say the least, given current domestic form. I'll get onto that in a bit. Of course, the main standout point now is, of course, we've won the Club World Cup. That's 5 trophies in 2023, which is absolutely ridiculous. It's insane. But it does come with the small price of we are now games in hand FC. We are back to where we have been so many times before, where we now have a game in hand and we play on the 27th. And, you know, some teams play on the 26th. So, you know, we're approaching the stage where there will be times where we are 2 games behind, which, you know, it doesn't tell the full story of the league table, and you're then falling into the trap of saying, you know, if we win our game in hand, we're only this amount of points behind, and it doesn't work like that. We all know it doesn't work like that, because you're not guaranteed 3 points in the game in hand, which I believe is Brentford, which is no easy game. I mean, they love a good result against us, especially last year. We didn't beat them at all. So, you know, I don't like it, but it is what it is. Got to roll with the punches, got to move on with it. But yeah, but I suppose moving on to the actual game itself, I couldn't think of possibly a worse fixture to jump back into after the high of, you know, Saudi Arabia, the humidity, I guess just the whole experience of a new competition, winning a trophy, the high that was there, of course, back down to Goodison on a Wednesday night. I mean, it doesn't really get more contrasting than that, really, does it? So maybe a shock to the system, I don't know. No, I don't really want to make excuses, but it's not just that. It's Everton they are so up for it. They're in the similar mindset to what we were in the second half of last season, around this time last year, when the charges came out against us. Still ongoing, of course, but when the charges came out, we are united. The fans, the atmosphere in the stadium was probably the best it's ever been. The players, just all of them up their levels. Pep as well, took no prisoners, and we won a treble. And of course, Everton are a different level. They're not competing for trophies, but similar mindset to what we experienced in the second half of last season, which is it's us against everybody, you know, backs against the wall. They've had a 10-point deduction. They will survive. I'm 100% convinced that they will survive. No danger of them getting relegated for me. But they're playing with a chip on the shoulder. Like I said, they're going into it with a mindset of it's us against everybody, the same mindset that we had that, you know, took us to a treble. And not to mention that it's going to be in Goodison, and we all know the Goodison atmosphere, regardless of how good Everton have been and the situation, it's always been noisy. They've always been behind the team. They're always trying to get behind the team, and it makes for an interesting game, really, doesn't it? Of course, they lost last time out against Tottenham, maybe a bit unlucky. I think there was a disallowed goal in there. Not too sure. I can't really remember, but I mean, they, if I remember rightly, they beat Newcastle. They hammered Newcastle, Chelsea as well, albeit Chelsea just lost to Wolves. But I mean, they're getting results. They're getting results. I can't knock it. Like I said, it's going to be a difficult game. It's probably one of the hardest places to go at the moment, given all the circumstances. We know Everton, of course, with the players that they have in the squad, they don't have the highest quality of players, but given the experience of the manager, especially Sean Dyche, and again, like I said, with the whole atmosphere around the club at the moment, it's a difficult game. It's a really difficult game, and of course I think it's 6 or 7 games. We've got 1 win, and it was against Luton, albeit, again, good result if you're looking at Luton's home form. I mean, they just beat Newcastle. So, you know, good result there. But when you take into account all the results around it, it's a horrible run of form that we're still in. I was at the Crystal Palace game. Just typical at the moment. Just last 10 minutes just falling apart. And I asked the question after Palace, is it over? I don't think it is. Although I understand if some people are sort of kind of writing it off, at least for the time being. But we can't afford to lose this game. I feel like I've been saying this for a few games now, but we can't afford to lose this game. We can't afford to not win. We can't afford to draw. We have to win. We can't fall into being, like I said at the start of the video, games in hand, looking at games in hand, thinking we could pick up points, but not picking up points in, you know, when we're playing in the same weekend. You know what I mean? We can't drop any more points. You know, Liverpool and Arsenal just played each other. That was, of course, when we didn't play, so that's the game in hand, and it was a draw. They both dropped points. That's an opportunity for us to, you know, build something, get close. Of course, the game in hand, I don't know when it's going to be, because obviously the schedule is crazy. But in the meantime, we just have to match the pace. We have to match the pace of the other two. We have to keep going. That being said, again, like I always reiterate this, I do not know the state of the team. I do these before the press conferences are done, or public at least anyway. I don't know even if there is one because it's so close to Christmas, but I'll pop a predicted 11 up on screen. It's the exact same as I predicted for the Club World Cup final, simply because I know these players are fit and available. Of course, the elephant in the room, he's on the thumbnail, is Kevin De Bruyne is training with the first team. He's in training. Do I think we will even see him on the bench? Absolutely not. Would it be a welcome surprise, and would it be a boost, even just mentally, just for the players, just to see his name back in the squad? Yes, it would be, but it's still far too early. So I don't think he'll be back, although it's encouraging to see him in training. And based on this 11, you know, if Haaland is fit, of course, I would start him. You see him possibly, or more than likely, coming in for Mateus Nunes in this team, and Alvarez dropping back into that midfield position. I think that's the only change to this predicted 11 I would make if I knew Haaland was fit. Of course, I don't know, so I haven't gone with him, because him and Doku didn't even train in Saudi Arabia for the Club World Cup final. The fact that they didn't train suggests to me that they're not quite ready. There's been a bit of a gap. But, you know, they weren't training and Kevin De Bruyne was, so it's not like the most positive of signs. So that's my predicted 11. Interested to know if you've got any thoughts on a predicted 11 that I've gone with. Of course, by the time you're seeing it, the press conference might have revealed some more things, but I think that this is mainly right. Maybe Vardiol, but I kind of hope he sticks with the defence, because, I mean, we kept 2 clean sheets in Saudi Arabia. You can say, you know, the opposition wasn't up to standard, but we've been struggling really, really, really badly to keep clean sheets, and we just kept 2 in a row. So I'd stick with it. If it's not broken, they'll fix it. That's what I'm going to say. And as for my score prediction, I'm going to go for a 2-1 City. I think it'll be close. Like I said, it's a tough game. I think it'll be close. Everton are, like I said, they're going to be up for it. Especially at home as well, they're going to be up for it. So, yeah, 2-1 City. I think it'll be close. Do I have hope of a clean sheet, 3rd in a row by technicality? No. Again, I still can't say with chest. I still can't back us to keep a clean sheet just yet in a game like this. Not just yet. Because I still think there's a few things that we need to figure out. You know, even though we did keep 2 clean sheets in the Club World Cup, it still wasn't perfect. There were still a few individual mistakes and just overall sloppiness that we need to cut out. That will be cut out eventually, I do believe, but at the moment, it's just about getting through. And like I said, the most important thing is keeping pace with Liverpool and Arsenal. Just getting the 3 points. I've wanted a raise in performance, but in all honesty, due to the fact that we're not even picking up results, I'll just take a result at this point, to be honest with you. So I've gone for a 2-1 City. Let me know your score prediction in the comments below. Any goal scorers as well? I don't have one, because I would have said Haaland, but I don't know if he's fit based on this 11. I'm inclined to say Julian Alvarez will get a goal. He's kind of returned to form a little bit in that Club World Cup final. Of course, man of the match in there. So let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below on this game and anything I just said. Smash a like on the video as well, if you would. If you enjoyed this video, helps people find the channel. Subscribe if you're new. We're trying to reach 7k as soon as possible. And I will see you after the game for a post-match reaction.